Hello and welcome. Melanie McCool here. Excited to bring to you a hypnosis to ditch the fear of failure. And, our habits that lead us away from wealth, they really can be quite sneaky. And what I find is that many people spend far too much time in trying to figure out the source of their fears, or what really, what's wrong with them. And I'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with you, and you are certainly fixable in every respect. But it's useful to at least understand the way that fear of failure, regardless of how it, was first put into your psyche, can show up in your life and in your business. Because, some of us you may have experienced some pretty big setbacks as a child, or perhaps someone was really hypercritical of you. Or maybe you developed that perfectionist, right? And all of those things. So the perfectionist, you would think, well, the perfectionist gets stuff done. Well, the perfectionist can show up in really powerful ways, yeah, but still they may have that fear of failure even worse than others, meaning that they have the habit of not letting things out of their sight before they're perfect, right? So then they end up getting nothing done. So fear of failure shows up in our lives and in our business in ways that you may be all too aware of, or perhaps these could be quite sneaky. So, and you know me as a hypnotherapist, but I've been in business for more than 20 years, and I've worked with thousands of adults. I say adults because I also worked with teenagers at some point, and when I was a high school science teacher. But I've worked with thousands of adults, and so I've seen these self-sabotaging behaviors over and over again. And the most obvious might be that, someone who has a fear of failure would be kind of introverted, would be, would be afraid to take risks. That's a pretty obvious one, right? Someone who's like, in fact, fear being a primary trait would make somebody study all the ways to not get it wrong versus all the ways to get it right. So if that's you, if you thought to yourself, okay, I've got a presentation I've got to do, I have to figure out how not to do this wrong. Okay, that's a sign. That's the fear of failure that's coming out, versus let me figure out how to master this and do a really excellent job of it. That's totally different angle. Fear of failure can keep you from taking action in virtually anything, but it can also show up in sneaky ways. Like perhaps like you come up with in this time, right now, assuming some of you have a entrepreneurial mind, a problem solving type of mind, you may have come up with a business idea or a way that you could move in the world differently to bring in more income, and yet you're still paralyzed. That's a terrible word to use, but people use it all the time. Paralyzed by fear of what? Fear of failure. That's all it is. And the only way that you can get anywhere is by failing forward, right? Doesn't matter, because if you're paralyzed, that failing forward doesn't happen. So if you've got an idea right now and you aren't acting on it, then you can be pretty sure the fear of failure is at the heart of this. But it also shows up in, maybe somebody who has a whole lot of passion about something, but they're not letting anybody else know. Because if you don't let anybody else know how excited you are about something, then if you fail, you don't have to feel ashamed. If that sounds familiar, drop me something in the comments. Okay, so, or if you find that, you have gotten started with a business or a business opportunity or something along these lines, and you are kind of staying on one back foot because you don't want to make it look like you're really trying because you're afraid to fail. Oh, that'll do it. That's a pretty good one, right? Or how about let me just stay quiet over here so that when I sneak out the back door, nobody will notice. Nobody can call me a failure. Does that sound familiar? I'll tell you that is about as self-sabotaging as it can be. You can't do both. You can't be lukewarm. You can't go into whatever it is that you see as a dream and just go in there, half-heartedly. Ever. Nothing will happen. In fact, you're really just setting yourself up for failure. So the very thing that you're afraid of, fear of failure, is being perpetuated because you aren't going all in. There's only one way to go. That's all in. And to be afraid of nothing, or rather be like, oh, yep, I could fail at this, and that would be okay. And I know if you've got fear of failure that when I say that, you're like, yeah, easy for you to say. I get it, which is why we're going to do hypnosis here in a few minutes. It'll help you move this out of the way a little bit. Okay? I get it. But I'll tell you that whatever it is that has this fear of failure that rises up inside of you, it's really just like a little child that's afraid. It's not you. It's not relevant to who you are as an adult who has a dream that you want to pursue. It doesn't make any sense that you would be recoiling in fear of something that isn't existing, except that you might have fear or a ricochet. I think of it as, kind of these grooves in the mind that were laid down when you were a kid, of, somebody who was hypercritical or an experience that you had that was really heartbreaking and you don't want to go through that again. Or, it just goes over and over and over again like that. And you may go, well, yes. And you can point at the reason that you're afraid of fear or afraid to fail. You're pointing at it and saying, that's why, and calling yourself a victim, it gives you the reason to stay on the back foot, to stay lukewarm, to stay out of the game, and to never win. Is that depressing? I hope not. In a moment, I'm going to lift you back up, I promise. But you got to get this in your heart and understand that it has only ever been the filter that you've been operating under that has caused any of these issues in your life. And to continue with fear of failure as one of your problems that keep you small, you're just wasting your time. You may as well give up on your dream because it's more exhausting to have a dream and then keep your foot on the brake. It hurts your soul. And you just end up wasting lots of time. And then guilt and shame piles on top of you and makes it worse. So you either get rid of your fear of failure once and for all, and you run after your dreams like your hair's on fire, and you decide that you're worth every single ounce of energy that it's going to take for you to get there. You go at it as if it's inevitable. And when you do that, you'll find that it's not just your energy that goes behind you. It's that the entire universe conspires for your success. That's the way it works. So keep that fear of failure around. You continue to struggle. You can expect things to continue to look like they have. Or you can work on your own mind. And you can raise your mind up to the level that it makes sense now as an adult, that you would go with full confidence, that you can absolutely push through any adversity. And even if you fail, it's not failure, it's a learning experience, right? So if I pushed any buttons, drop me a comment. I absolutely love being a hypnotherapist. My business sales and marketing coach hat comes out, and sales confidence or confidence in business it's in my blood, because I had to build every one of these capacities myself. And I built these capacities essentially through the mind control exercises, the self-hypnosis that I teach. That's why I opened this group. So that if you right now, in this incredibly stressful time, could use, number one, a chill pill, welcome. If you could use a burst of confidence that the idea that you have to change the trajectory of your life right now in this time is worth your full heart and soul to run after with your hair on fire, with full enthusiasm and really efficiently, so you're not overworking ever, never overwork. Instead, you go with that incredibly artful and efficient is the word way of doing less work but making a whole lot more money. You do that when you get your mind to work for you, not against you. And this group formed Program for Prosperity. I haven't necessarily used the word money block today, but hello, we've got money blocks, and then we've got the blocks to our actual confidence and our habits and the things that we'll do. And fear of failure goes right in there. So if you know that you have been feeling nerves about speaking in public speaking, or doing lives, or doing any of the things to make you visible to do your business, drop me a comment, because I can give you more in this group. If you know that it's been a struggle for you to make the connections with people in an authentic way, because, well, your money comes from people. Imagine that, right? If you've had that, if that's been an issue for you, drop me a comment. Let me know that reaching out to people to grow your network, to build your business, has been something that has stressed you out in the past. You felt like you didn't want to be rejected. Drop me a comment. And if you have been through your life here procrastinating on your business, having it so that it's either just hobby money or barely even off the ground, that's one level, right? Or you built it to 6 figures, but you find that you are overworked and overwhelmed, right? And you're afraid that if you try to go past that, you just don't have the capacity or the energy. And so therefore you'll look like a failure. So you're just coasting at that ceiling and pretending that it's okay. Drop me a comment, because there's better ways. There's better ways when you program your mind for prosperity, right? When you get programmed for prosperity, your mind works for you, not against you. You take your foot off the brake. That self-sabotaging patterns, the fear of success, the fear of rejection, the fear of that there's somehow some limit to the amount of money that you can make. That, even the idea that time and money are, time's limited, so therefore money's limited. Nope. You just change the amount of money that you make in the time. There's all these things that are taught to you, that were taught to you, they're in your subconscious, those poverty programs that we can flip in Program for Prosperity. How would you feel if that old sneaking fear that keeps you small, that had your foot on the brake, on the back foot, as they say, stand on your back foot, the part of you that didn't let people know about your big dreams because you didn't want to, look like a fool when you failed. If fear has been ruling your life, before we get started with this hypnosis, I want you to ask a really real question, because this is one of the things that we work on when we're learning self-hypnosis and Program for Prosperity, which is this part of your mind that's trying to keep you the same, we've got to address it. We've got to kind of kick it out of the way, and we do that. But I'm just going to ask you, what do you risk if you go after your dreams? What do you risk? You might want to bring that to the front and realize that it's no longer relevant or remotely interesting. It's not even true. It's just what your subconscious thinks is true because it learned it somewhere along the way. And you, as a beautiful, talented, and completely able adult, have the ability to change that programming forever so that your mind serves you instead of keeping you small. All right, so now, are you ready to go into hypnosis? If you have epilepsy or a psychiatric condition, please do not participate. It is not appropriate for you to do a hypnotic experience without first contacting your physician. You can reach out to me and let me know what's going on if you'd like. We can discuss. And I will say that hypnosis is an absolutely natural and very much a healing modality. You go in and out of trance and hypnosis all the time. It's how you easily learn things, right? And going into hypnosis, the reason why we do hypnosis to learn things at a deeper level is because that filter, that gatekeeper that wants to keep you the same kind of gets knocked out of the way when we do a hypnosis versus just me telling you stuff. So I just told you some stuff. Maybe it didn't sound new to you. In fact, there's probably part of your mind going, yeah, I heard all that before. How's this going to help? The answer is because you're about to go into hypnosis. That's how it's going to help, right? That part of your mind, that's the gatekeeper. That's the part of your mind that's trying to keep you the same. I heard all this before. She's not telling me anything new. Yeah. All right. So if you're ready to go into hypnosis, drop me a yes. We'll get going then in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So now you can put your feet flat on the floor. You might want to put your palms up in your lap, remaining open, ready for change. You can even say the words out loud. It is safe for me to heal. And as you let your mind and your body know that it is safe, you can take a deep breath in, look up at the ceiling with your eyeballs only. And as you breathe out, you can think the word relax. Taking another deep breath in, looking up. And as you think the word relax, closing those eyelids down as you exhale and just dropping down within, dropping down now into your center, into that part of you that knows you best. And as you just allow your mind to let go, letting go of all thoughts. This is your time. You can just relax into it. Allowing yourself the space to just let go, letting go of all tensions, all worries, anything that would distract you. Nobody wants anything at all. Nobody needs anything, and you can simply relax. Dropping down now, deeper into your inner world. Down, drifting, dreaming, dropping as you allow that drifting feeling to develop in your body. Imagining that all the tiny muscles around your eyes are so relaxed they just won't open. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that now, nothing you would bother to do as you just allow your eyes and your face to relax. Letting go of even the effort that it takes to make the effort to listen to my voice as you just let your jaw relax and your tongue soften now. That relaxation flowing down your neck, across your shoulders. Feel your shoulders drop from your ears. So good. Allowing that relaxation to flow down now. your arms, to your hands there. So heavy. And you can take a deep breath, expanding your lungs now. Letting those ribs expand as you let go. Allowing that relaxation to flow down through your stomach, your hips, your legs, all the way down your calves, your feet, and your toes. So good. Just letting go. Letting go of even the effort it takes to think about which arm is more relaxed than the other, or the legs, or your entire body now that is just so relaxed. It feels as if it's drifting in time and space, at free floating place, as your mind drifts now, without borders or boundaries, just letting go. That's right. And as you allow yourself to simply drop down, every word that I say now becomes your reality. Every suggestion I give, you will act upon without hesitation. Becomes your reality as you sink down now, even deeper, 10 times deeper, 50, 100. Drop down now. Bliss, dream, melt. Yes. And it may feel as if it would take too much effort to even bother moving, and sure, you could. If you needed to, you could get up, you could attend to anything at all, but why would you bother now? It feels so good to just allow yourself to relax, forgetting even about the way your back feels against the chair, the temperature of the room, or even the sound of my voice that seems to drift in and out, just like your thoughts. Going in and out again. Just allowing yourself to drift and dream and drop down. As for a while, you found that you had reluctance to start new projects, or perhaps to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Or maybe you do participate, but you hold back. You have a conviction in the back of your mind that you're going to fail in the things that you attempt. And this fear has been preventing you from moving forwards. It stopped you from striving towards achieving your goals. And even when you do succeed, it's as though you really didn't expect it to work out. Maybe it was just a fluke. But very soon, with the help of hypnosis, and of course, your wonderful, creative, subconscious mind, you're going to surprise yourself. You're going to change the way you think and the way you feel about failing. And so instead of doubting your own ability, you'll approach everything that you do with a feeling of confidence and an expectation that you can. And you will succeed because you deserve to succeed in all you do. And as you just allow the breath to soften the body now, as all babies were born into this world, took our first breath, exercised our lungs, learned how to take in nourishment. And each one of us gave that first heart-melting smile. And most of us, fortunate to be physically able, learned how to crawl, took our first steps, and eventually walked. And we each learned how to talk. And later, to run and dance and sing. And there seemed no limit to what we could do. We didn't worry about failing. We just did whatever we intended to do, determined to succeed, even if it meant while practicing for a while, until that conscious action became an unconscious habit, a reaction. something we just did. We learned as we went along. Perhaps with a few little incidents along the way, which soon became less and less frequent as we mastered our goals. And it is because you are a human being, just like the rest of the human race, that you have the same capabilities and potential as anybody else. And however, when someone's confidence has been knocked out of them, they may need a bit of reminding that they are just as capable, often more so than those other people. And there could be a number of reasons why you did not believe in your ability to succeed. And perhaps when you were small, you were criticized or embarrassed in some way when you made a mistake. Or maybe you were expected to do everything perfectly. And parents, teachers, and adults, they want the best for us. And sometimes they overlook the fact that children are young and they often need time to learn, to master, to make these things easy, effortless. And perhaps you felt that expectations were so high, and whether those expectations were from your parents, teachers, adults, or even your siblings or peers, eventually you believed you would fail, resulting in you worrying about and even not trying new things. And of course, you didn't know exactly what happened to you, but your subconscious mind knows everything there is to know about you. And it has now decided it's time to let go of self-doubt and that fear of failure, which is why you're listening to me today. You're here because it's time. And it's true to say that in some stage of your life, you were negatively hypnotized, as is anyone who develops a fear or a phobia. And so as you have already proved that you can accept negative suggestions through hypnosis, and it stands to reason that you can also accept positive suggestions. And you just need to reprogram your mind for success, reprogram for prosperity. That's right, for success. Because deep down, you know you can succeed in almost everything you do. And of course, if by some remote chance you don't do as well as you hoped, it doesn't matter because there's always a next time. And just like the baby who, taking one of those first unaided steps, it falls on its bum and pulls itself up, you expect to succeed, and you do. And you're so kind to yourself in the process. You're kind to others. You're a wonderful, caring, unique, compassionate human being, a child of the universe with an intuitive sense of adventure and curiosity, and you're claiming back what is rightfully yours, the right to explore new ideas, to feel that wonder and curiosity, to try new things, to discover what's right for you and what isn't. And when it's not the right thing for you, it doesn't matter, because at least you tried. You had to go. And you know that this is something important to you, and you will soon succeed. It's inevitable. You don't even think about failing anymore. Soon after this session, it won't even cross your mind unless it's absolutely necessary. From now on, you have new key words in your mind. And this is your program for success. You tell yourself every day, I can do it. I can do whatever I set out to do. And soon after this session, perhaps in an hour or sometime in the next couple of days, I'd like for you to write these 4 short words down on a piece of paper or an index card. And the words are, I can do it. You can carry these words around with you. You can put it in your purse or in your wallet with your money. Carry them around in your head. I can do it. And I can do whatever I set my mind to. The words, I can do it. They become your key words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. Your own self-hypnotic conditioning words. And you know you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. If it's humanly possible and safe to do so, you can do it. Without fear of failure, without feelings of doing anything wrong or doubts about your ability. You are kind to yourself. And if you did make a mistake, then that's fine. It's not a big deal, because that's how we learn from our mistakes. And you can forgive yourself fully, easily, because there's nothing really to forgive. And you can remember it's not always reaching the destination that counts, but enjoying the journey on its way. It's who you become along the way, enjoying every moment of it. And it's fun to try out new things. You know you can succeed in whatever you really want to succeed at. You have the ability. You have plenty of ability. And you believe in yourself wholeheartedly because you know that you can do it. So you do. And from this moment forward, you find yourself beginning to think differently about attempting new ventures. If you really want to do something, then you do it. You just do it. And as long as it doesn't involve harming someone else or something else, it really doesn't matter. You have a perfect right to express your own ideas, to attempt new things. And whether you succeed or not, you're happy that you at least had a go, and that makes you feel good. And you feel proud of yourself for having overcome that old fear of failure. And from now on, you expect to succeed. And of course, because you expect to succeed, you usually do. And this reinforces your confidence in your own ability. And now as your confidence increases, you find yourself becoming far more relaxed in situations that would previously get you all worked up. And you approach new tasks with an enthusiasm and an expectation to succeed. And this delights you. And all those around you who know how you used to feel. And these suggestions are all so firmly embedded in your subconscious mind. They grow stronger and stronger as each day goes by. You'll act upon them without hesitation. They become your reality. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. On 5, you'll be wide awake. You'll be fully refreshed, relaxed. You'll have beautiful feelings flowing throughout your body, calm and peaceful thoughts flowing through your mind, and they'll stay with you for a long, long, long time. And of course, you will always remember these 4 little words. I can do it. And you do. You just do it. So get ready. As I count to 5, you'll come all the way back. So with 1, 2, and 3, you can feel yourself coming up now. You can wiggle those fingers and toes, taking a deep breath, bringing that breath up behind your eyes, refreshing your brain. 5, eyes open, come all the way back, feeling good, feeling refreshed, and well done. Congratulations, my friend. You just took time for yourself. And the best thing for you to do now is just to allow those things to sink in. You can remember that the best times for you to just allow yourself to learn while you relax are before you go to bed, when you first wake up, or before you go into trance. And so now you understand that the learning that you did before we went into trance has now been firmly embedded in your subconscious mind. And that's something that you have the ability to do when you learn self-hypnosis. With that, I want to bid you all farewell. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you again.